New at 6:30, we are getting an up-close look tonight at the damage to an East Providence police cruiser rear-ended on 195 very early this morning. Police tell us that officer was lucky to be in an SUV struck by a smaller vehicle. Eyewitness News reporter Brian Iacono has the details from the control room, including what we know about the driver and what officers say they found in her car.
Police tell me there were open bottles of alcohol in that vehicle that hit the officer's cruiser. This is the damage to the East Providence police cruiser that was hit early Sunday morning. The rear bumper is ripped off, the back end jacked up.
Our officers were preparing to clear the accident when a vehicle came from the rear and struck one of our officers as he was sitting in the vehicle.
That happened here near exit 6 on 195 eastbound around 3 a.m. The name of the officer involved hasn't been released, but Lieutenant Francisconi tells me the first crash was in the high-speed lane, and that's where the officer's cruiser was sitting.
This really illustrates the dangers police officers face on the highway, especially, unfortunately, on the weekends. We do see an increased number of impaired drivers. And that was the case here.
Both the officer and the driver of the other car, identified as 34-year-old Veronica Arias from New Bedford, were taken to hospitals for minor injuries. Arias' sedan, sitting lower than the SUV, became wedged under the back end of the cruiser. Lieutenant Francisconi also tells me officers found open bottles of alcohol in her car. She now faces a DUI charge.
When you make the decision to get behind the wheel after having consumed alcohol, you put your own life at risk, you put everyone else's life at risk, you put police officers' life at risk. It's definitely a dangerous decision you make.
I'm told the officer has been released from the hospital and is now recovering. Arias is set to answer to that DUI charge on Thursday. I'm Brian Iacono, Eyewitness News.